You too. I was in the back of the truck getting dressed. I said, "Oh, I got time," and looked up and seen what time it was. Oh man, how, how was your weekend? And how are you guys doing? Um, After I get dressed, which I'm doing right now, I gotta text my wife, make sure she knows I'm still alive. I kid you not, I swear. This I'm more aware of my surroundings now. I spent the night in front of a feed store. So I started. I know it sounds stupid, but I googled it. Is this place a sundown town? And it was like, as far as they know, no. Because if I get waking up in the middle of the night, I'm running people over. Yeah, and yeah, you can record that. Um, I'm watching too many videos where people are outright threatening black folks, outright threatening them. And I knew this was going to happen when Trump got voted out the first time. But see, y'all got to pray for me. I'm not that person that'll just stand quiet and be and not be non-confrontational. We'll both be in prison. And I'm not a violent person, but I grew up with my father threatening me. And I swore that no one ever again in their life will threaten me. So I might be able to plead temporary insanity because it did mess me up in the head. I tell you that for sure. When I say mess me up in the head, we're not joking. Like Kuka Fran and Ollie. What's going on, Mike? I I made it. I made it through the night. This is a very scary Caucasian area. You still say it like that. A very scary Caucasian area. So for all you trolls that want to come in and say something stupid, trust me, I'm not the one. Luckily, I look a bit Caucasian with a tan. I look like a country Caucasian. So I walk around with a mean mug and Tractor Supply and Wendy's. But it's all good. You can get this sucker loaded and get the heck out of Dodge. I know that for sure. We're gonna get loaded and get the heck out of Dodge. I'll show y'all a video in just a minute. Still, I don't want to blind any of y'all with my behind getting dressed. I am officially out of pants. Luckily, I am in the Georgia area. I am in Georgia. I mean, North Georgia, which is crazy. Let's see here. Man, I had to drive through the mountains yesterday. That was some scary stuff. I started smelling my brakes. And I wasn't even going fast, but it had a lot of twists and turns. And I mean, the highest I went was like 30 miles an hour. But um, you're supposed to pump the brakes when you're coming down the mountain. But it started picking up speed. I had to hold the brakes. It wasn't it wasn't a really good situation. You know what I mean? But I kept my eye on it, Tachometer maxed out a few times, but hey, we made it. I'm alive to talk about it. Thank you, Jesus. It's really not the big mountain pass that you got to worry about. It's these little ones that don't seem like you're doing anything. The next thing you know, you're freaking out of control. Next thing you know, you're freaking out of control. So for all you new guys, you got to realize it's not the big mountains coming down. It's these little ones, you know? And boy, it was an experience. I'll say it like that. Let's see here. And I'll be so happy when I can get my hands on my coffee machine, because right now I'd be making coffee and there's no place where I can go to get coffee this, early in the morning. Oh, what the heck? Okay, what did I just crush? Ah, man. Please don't tell me I got that on my socks. I think I did. I think I did. Hold up. Do. Put you in the morning mount. I think got some ketchup yesterday. I bet you. Got a little bit of. I got it. Even in this dirty behind truck, I got the the magnetism to make it even dirtier. Boy. The ketchup fell over and then I stepped on it. Jesus. Oh, what I wouldn't do for a cup of coffee right now. And then this is an oversized load. I got a lot of horse feed, cow feed, goat feed. For literally, I got everything you need to run a farm. All of that stuff. Ugh. Ugh. Let me get my sneakers on. Hey, this is my new sneakers I got at the Puma at the outlet, whatever. And normally we're at 13, but in these Pumas it was a 14. So, man. Oh, what the? Oh man. I stepped on both. Oh yeah, I got enough feed in here. It took them 5 hours to load me because I was too heavy in the rear, and they had to I had to go back and have them redo it so I could make it here without getting a ticket. But that's the main thing. Just gotta know. Just gotta know what you're doing and be safe about it. That's the main thing. Being safe. Oh man. Whew. Now the way I'm parked, I gotta do a hard left all the way almost to the street and then come around so I don't tag this trailer over here to get into the yard. So I got lucky because there's literally no place to park. There's literally no place to park. And oh boy. When I do these lives, but it kills that battery. It literally kills that battery. I wonder why. Let's see here. Still get used to these other glasses again. But the last week or so I've been going through some mixed emotions. Um, wondering where did I go wrong or whatever. And when you look at it, I said, wonder where did I go wrong? Everywhere. I answer my own question. Everywhere. And again, I don't plan to say that I'm perfect because I'm not, but I'm trying. Um, this area right here is extra dark, extra spooky, and extra. It's just extra. Excuse me. It's just extra. Oh, what am I going to do? I don't know. I don't know. Mike, we ain't even pulling in the trolls. you know, I have to remind myself a lot that I'm 58 because I had a young brother held the door open for me and I said, thank you. He said, it's okay, Pops. I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, who the hell you calling Pops? It's funny how you never think you're going to grow old until you're old. Guys, I don't want to, I think I said it before, but I'm going to say it again. Um, our other moderator, Charles, his family is going through something. A loved one is sick and is recovering. So if you guys could say a prayer for them, it's greatly appreciated. Um, things happen. you know, Christopher. It. I just wish I knew what I know now. I mean, I don't regret the last 10 years because they were the best years of my life. I just wish I would have. I wish I would have met my wife earlier in my life. Um, I was so miserable. That's what Dre Lachey was saying. She said she drew a lot of hers. Because I think she's got over 5,000 followers. She drew a lot of hers, that way. I'm to the point. I'm just trying to get some hours, man. Maybe the trolls will help me out. You know what I mean? Um, I'm trying not to give up, but boy, boy, has it been an experience. But I would like to I'm ready to go home. I can't really do any heavy work because I got to do my physical, but I got to get my blood pressure checked and my A1C checked, and then make an appointment to get my yearly physical done. I always spaz out around this time, so we got to keep it under control. But we'll see. Got to clear the system out. Yeah, I believe it, Mike. You know, as soon as you get to almost to the finish line, YouTube changes it up. I was almost to the finish line, and YouTube changes it up. Nothing I can do about it. I'm not gonna get mad and leave because I like my YouTube friends. Um, and lately I got most of my other videos on my other two cameras. So when I get home, I got to download that mess. But we'll see. Whew. You know, um, I'm officially out of clothes. And it's bad when my stink ass is saying, "Oh man, I need a shower." See, but this is what I'm talking about. No place to shower, no place to clean up. I'm in front of Farmers Exchange in a gravel lot. This is what you got to get used to. I got word back. They're still not gonna let me train because I have not been going on duty to fuel up. Well, I did that for a good long time and then just forgot. And I just stopped doing it. So now when I fuel up, I'm doing it, but I'm not gonna beg them. If you don't want me training nobody, that's on you. You know what I mean? What's up? I know that's right, Mike. And I don't blame you, bro. You almost get there, then they switch it up again. And I'm happy for the other folks that are monetized, but you be like, doggone it, I was almost there. You know what I'm saying? Daggone it. And see, that's why a lot of people have moved over to TikTok because it's much easier. Um, it's much easier. But y'all don't realize TikTok one is communist owned. It's owned by the Communist Party. And one of the things, and a lot of black people are complaining, it's it's not for anything else. It's because you're behind is black. Even the algorithm knows it. Sorry, even the algorithm. Now Trump and is cronies or whatever you call them. They're gonna buy TikTok. I'm done. As soon as they buy it, I'm done. TikTok is easier because I can put that mount way down here and keep driving and keep my light. I'm not, and I'm finally to the level I don't have to look at nothing. I just put my hand down there and swipe up. I'm gonna get that. I was gonna go buy a ring where you can, while you're driving, just swipe up and listen. I just need something to listen to. You know what I mean? I'm not looking at it. I just need something to listen to. The only reason I got to mount up here is so I can do lives or whatever. But and that's for safety reasons, and it's the law when you're driving a freaking truck. It's the freaking law. Let's see. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Mike, but I can't get this big ass truck into 99.9% of the places to shower, except for the truck stop. You see what I'm saying? And I'll just be honest with you, because of COVID and because of stuff I've seen, I'm scared. I'm if I start training again, I got to go in there and fake the funk. I'm scared because it is nasty. I don't care what you say, it's still nasty. They're not cleaning them, places. And then you got to put your bare booty on stuff. I'm scared. I done got a phobia now. I've been joking about it, but the God's honest truth is I'm scared. I don't, I gotta buy another pair of flip flops, and have all of this stuff. You know what I mean? And it's okay, but I just got to start figuring it out. You know what I mean? But if you're trying to, a lot of times, if you're trying to, you know, get to the next level, you don't have time. But a lot of people, they make time. I just, that's why my wife don't care. She look, my stinky booty husband. I know when he come home, he don't smell like that. You're trying, but good luck with that. But even the baby wipes don't work after a while. Yeah, that's a that's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to have a cleaner that I know I'm cool with, and a spray bottle and water shoes. um, and water shoes and stuff like that. So I got to, I, you know, because I don't have my portable toilet in here, I've been having to go to the bathroom somewhere else. You know what I mean? Yeah, but after a while, it gets so bad you smell yourself. I'm like, today, I'm like, oh my God. That's why I'm a little late. I was I was using all of these up. But even they don't work out the while. I need to get to a shower. And since I'm in the state of Georgia, I'm about 100 miles from the house. And guess where I'm heading today? You know, I made it across from all the way from California with this air leak. So they're gonna try something stupid. I'm like, look, this truck needs to go in the shop. No ifs, ands, or buts. So I need to get to the yard. Plain and simple. Um, plain and simple. Unfortunately, I've been out here 10 years. I've yet to see a Planet Fitness, yet to see a Planet Fitness in my route, any of my routes, yet to see a Planet Fitness. No, I believe you. I believe you on that one. That in this, and that's the scary part is I love the cruise, but cruising and cruisers are the most nastiest people in the world. They don't, at least on World Caribbean, they got the you got the washy washy man. On the older boats, you got the washy washy people, but there's no wash station. They just give you some um stuff to put on your hands. But I at least try to go by the bathroom and wash my hands. You know what I mean? Um, but all the people they cough and they'll cover their mouth, and they're not washing their hands, and you touching each. You got to touch the tongue that they touch to get your food. Um, I remember it's in one of the videos I haven't did yet. I think I did it. So on one of my other cameras where I was walking into an Italian restaurant, and this guy was just up chucking. And his wife didn't say nothing. Like, hey, cover your mouth. I don't care if you a smoker, cover your mouth. You know? Um, because of COVID, it's just made me just afraid like a mother, you know? Because when you guys were stuck at home, I was out here going from state to state. I had no choice. I watched the devastation. I remember when I went through Vegas um a week ago, there used to be an outlet mall in the casino on the right. Once you got over the state line, that I would go to all the time. That whole place closed down. Um, the casinos on the right, big huge ones, closed down. Um, Places like going over the George Washington Bridge. It took me 10 minutes to go over the George Washington Bridge, which is totally impossible nowadays. You know what I mean? Um, it's been it it's been an experience out here. It's been an experience. Like I just when I fueled up in Tennessee yesterday morning, across the street, across the street, there used to be a Pilot. Pilot wound up buying the other truck stop on the other side of that where I'm telling you about. On the other side, bulldozed the Pilot where I was parked at and made it into a bigger parking lot. But I remember I pulled in there and backed into a spot because I had to take my 30-minute break. And I just happened to look over to my left. I happened to look on my it says on the screen is gonna be right. I happened to look left and I seen a white guy walk for in between uh, a bus RV and a truck trailer. And something said, "Look down, stupid." And he just had a shirt on, but he was butt ass naked. And I said, "What the heck?" And then he walked back between the bus and the trailer, and I was shaking my head because I was like, I thought I seen everything out here. I thought I seen it all. And I walked into the truck stop and got a soda and said, "Hey, I don't know what y'all running here, but there's a new guy walking in between the trucks on the far end. You might want you you might want I want to you want to be I'm trying to advise you about that, right?" And I would walk back to my truck, and then the manager, one of them was a male and one was a female, and they came out and was walking over that way, and the guy popped his head out, and he must have had a car right there, and he ran to the car, got in the car, backed out of that spot, and took off. Drove past him until they tried to, wave him down, took off. So I'll get you to spend 30 minutes there. And the guy in the RV bus, he had a trailer hooked up and he opened up his back door. And I gotta be nosy. I gotta be nosy. I walked over to my man and said, "Hey, bro," it was a white dude. I said, "Hey, bro, did you see that crazy guy butt behind naked?" He said, "Yeah." He said he was, in the back of his RV, and he happened to notice through the windshield that someone was standing there. Evidently, where he parked, there was a hill. So the guy was standing on the hill, uh, playing with himself. And he said, "I went and grabbed my 44 Magnum and was about to, let him have it." And I think that's when he realized what was going on. He jumped in the car and took off. He said, "I was about to light him up." And I was like, "Oh my God." I said, "Oh my God." See, this is stuff I was reminded of, you know, just going through here. Like, yesterday, good morning, everybody. Yesterday, I was like, you know what? I put it to this. It's like camping out here. You don't know. Everybody thinks camping is you just boy. You better have something with you because everybody ain't looking to have a good time. They just crazy. Everybody's crazy, and people be wondering why I be mean mugging, and I'm not a mean person. People be wondering why I be mean mugging folks. You got to out here. You got to, especially in certain areas like what is over there, Memphis. Even during the day, some guy came up to me, excuse me, and I'm looking like, When I shake my head, that means don't come no closer. He said, no, 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 I don't need nothing. I just need to know how to operate this, fuel pump. He over there with the trucks, with a box truck, and he says, I'm a manager. I don't know how to do this. And I walked over. He said, how do you turn it on? And you pull this out. It is so funny. I said, okay, no problem. I said, I apologize. I said, bro, I'm in Memphis. You got to act like that around here. You know what I mean? And it's just been an experience because, like I said, I haven't been over the road in a while. I got to let her know winter's coming. I'm ready to go over the road, but I'm not going past the state of Oklahoma or Iowa west. I'll stay on this side of the country. Um, I made it through all the areas, even Indiana, where Miss T with the T lives. Um, it's funny. I was nervous about would I be able to do it again. And man, after the first day, oh, we just been riding. After the first day, we just been riding. Oh man, but hopefully these folks are gonna open up soon because I don't want to be in this spooky behind area. This place is spooky. I need to show y'all. Better yet, let me show you. Okay. Switch this around. Front window fogged up, but hold on. Yeah, still fogged up. And if I start it, override, show y'all where I'm sitting. I'm delivering right here to this country bunking place. And at least the sun's starting to come up. And that's the whole thing about it. That's the whole thing about it, Mike. There are a few places where I will close that curtain. It's so spooky. And when I'm in the truck cooking, I have a French knife. I had that French knife right next to me. Go, you come in here, you getting stabbed. I remember one time I was it was southern Colorado somewhere, and I was parked on the side of the road. You don't see no damn Planet Fitness. You lying ass. I was parked on the side of a road at the top of a mountain pass, and I had to spend the night there. And it was a full moon, and I swear I heard something howl. I don't know what it was. Boy, I must have I must have had to change my underwear. No, the this I must have changed my underwear, boy, because I was scared. I was scared. And one time, I put it on thumbnails where you see the truck. I was I wound up parking on the I think the southeastern rim of the Grand Canyon and didn't know it. I didn't know it until the morning. And I looked up and I said, "What the heck is that?" And then I realized I was riding around the Grand Canyon. So um you can experience some crazy stuff around here. Um you can experience some weird behind stuff around here. It's just an experience. And a lot of people don't understand this is what this is what I do. Um and the best thing is I get to talk to you guys in the morning. That's probably why. I remember when I first started doing it, I was scared. And I just kept on going, And Charles would call me on the phone. Hey, man, you can't just be umming. my hype man. I'm like, hey, stop calling me. You're messing up the line. So we're both fucking up the line. Stop calling me. Ooh. you know? And that's what I say to new folks, man. Just keep going. Just keep going. Because you're going to screw up. Keep going. Unless it's going to be a copyright a copyright thing, or you're implicating yourself. If you're implicating yourself in something you ain't supposed to be doing, delete that. I did a live. Was it a live? No, I did a pre-recorded and had to delete it and re-edit it because I caught some stuff that was said that implicated, wasn't me, but someone else. It implicated someone that if I get a little bit bigger, they see it, they're gonna be in trouble. So I like, let me delete this and take out all of that because we was on the boat. And so because my wife watches this stuff, dear, it ain't had nothing to do with me. I ain't even get in the conversation. But we were, when I was on the boat, I was doing my version of a morning live because I didn't want to pay for the Wi-Fi. And this drunk lady was talking to us and wanted to know how old our sons were. A young lady wanted to know how old our sons were. And it started getting funny. And I was like, you know what? I need to edit that out. That needs to go. Because if you married, you know, you're gonna accuse me of something. You knew I ain't got nothing to do with it. Delete, delete, delete. Control, alt, delete. Delete, delete, delete. Nope, you ain't getting me. I know better. Well, you say you whipped. Yes, I am whipped. I ain't afraid of no woman. No, I'm afraid of my wife. I know better. Because I want peace. I don't want problems. I don't want problems. And you, one thing, maybe hopefully in 2026, I can start yep. Yep. Maybe in 2026 I can start really editing a whole lot better. Um and see, I'm just admitting on this channel, I'm admitting what manly men don't want to say. Because a good woman, a real good woman, and you got a good relationship, you know when to back down because you don't want problems. And then, oh, you just whipped. And most of the guys say, I ain't whipped yet. And then she said, come on. Yes, yes, dear. And there's only one woman in the world can make you go, yes, dear. It's the one that you love. And if you got a good woman, she won't take advantage of that. If you got a bad woman, she'll abuse it. You know what I'm saying? She'll abuse it. My first marriage, she abused it. And I got fed up. It took a long time, but I got fed up. The woman I'm with now, she doesn't abuse it. But she knows when to use it. And I'm like, yes, dear. Yes, ma'am. Because I don't want no problems. Especially if I say, look, hey, I said yes, dear. I'm giving you the signal. I'm backing down. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to have a good relationship is give and take. It's give and take. Um, Before we go, talk a little bit about cruising. We are going on Virgin Voyages, and now she's trying not to get excited, and it's going to be November of next year. She's trying not to get excited. But one of the things about Virgin Voyages, they don't have a normal dining room. They have different restaurants. So 45 days before you get on the ship, you have to book your restaurants. So what I'm probably going to do is get a list, and then we just need to start booking our restaurants. You know what I mean? Um, and getting ready for certain stuff. They used to have, they stopped doing it, but when they first started, you'd have a complimentary adult toy in your room. I'm pretty sure of that. And they stopped doing that. I'm like, Jesus, y'all crazy. But um I'm kind of looking forward to that. Kind of looking forward to that one. Other than that, we are, just figuring stuff out. I think someone should be coming in pretty soon, and probably in the next few minutes, so I can get all of this feed off of this truck. I can't wait to be late again. It's funny, certain parts of the country, you don't realize how close you are to home. As a truck driver, 1,000 miles, that's 2 days. It's only 2 days, a 2 day run. I've been doing short stuff for so long. I had to relearn that that's only 2 days. In my million miles on this road, I have yet to do a 3,000 mile run, a week. I finally did one, and that was last week. And I made it by 2 hours. It's funny, things like that. You mark in the back of your head, wow, I finally did it. You know what I mean? I finally did it. That's why you just got to be able to, when you at your job, even though they frustrate the bejesus out of you, you just got to make it happen. Not for the owner, not for your bosses, whatever. Just for you. You got to make it happen. Make it happen. Get that money. Pay off them bills. Make it less stressful for yourself. Make it less stressful. If you did the best you can, that's all you can do. That's all you can do. Sometimes you got to be selfish for yourself. You got to be selfish, because sometimes we do for everybody else, but when it comes to self, we overlook. I'll do it. I'll do work on that later. I'll not do this. I'll not do that. But then it becomes, you get to the point where it's too late. It's never too late to make yourself happy. It's never too late for you to be happy. It's never too late to change little things, because little things become big things later on. It's never too late. If you made a mistake, say you're sorry. Ladies, if you made a mistake, say you're sorry and mean it, and then move on. There's nothing wrong with learning. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with figuring out where you can put yourself to the next level. There's nothing wrong with that. All you gardeners, y'all didn't know all that stuff when you first started, probably other than Mike, but y'all didn't know all that stuff. But you learned from it, didn't you? You learn how to trim trim the tree. You learn what plant is male and what plant is female. You learn, and then now you got this smorgasbord of a garden. That's why a lot of us had started YouTube. We just want to pass on something that we learned. Hey, all right, Jace. Have a nice day. All right, guys. I want to thank y'all for coming in and listening to my bull. and hopefully I didn't give you no drama this morning. Thank you for being a part of my live, and thank you for hanging in there with me. We're just going to keep on pushing forward. Have a blessed week. Make it something for yourself. As always, if you think nobody loves you, know that I love you and God loves you. Coming up next, Life with T. I'm gonna say Life with T. Life with T is coming up next. After that, Eddie Lugo Studios at 7:15. Cruising is fun anytime at 9 o'clock with Go Live Together and Eddie Lugo Studios and Miss T with the T at 9:15. Y'all, you guys have a blessed week, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Deuces.